For this week's class on looking at instructional model designs, decided to use backward design and elaboration theory. In backward design, it's fairly straightforward and simple in that it's three things that we're looking at. Identify desired results, determine acceptable evidence of learning, and then design learning experience and instruction. In the desired result, we're going to have an example here that I'm going to use. For instance, I would like for learners to be able to write a poem. So the evidence of learning is their ability to be able to practice and actually articulate rhyming words. So in this case, I would look at the words cruel, class, and glad, and see if they can rhyme it with other words like school, pass, and dad. As part of this assignment, part of what I would do is have people write a short essay or two with a couple of paragraphs in each one of them that talks about an experience that they've had that they can later dissect and get some words out of that they could either are already rhyming in the essay or could potentially rhyme with other words. And then lastly is the experience, the learning experience instruction. I would like to create assignments that practice what the learner learned by rhyming words and giving them inspiration for creating sentences in verse. And then the second thing is I would combine the rhymed words with thoughts to create sentences. I'm looking for a short poem here. 5 to 6 sentences could potentially work. That type of thing. So that's backward theory. And before I critique backward theory, I'd like to look at elaboration theory. And elaboration, basically what it means is simple to complex. You're taking a concept, which is here, the words, and putting it into a more complex environment, which would be the poem. So here's how the theory works in essentially is big picture, have the learners, in this case, I would probably have learners write a 100-word essay or so. Not too big because I don't want it to be, a dissertation necessarily. I'm looking to keep it fine-tuned, but broad enough that they could capture different emotions and feelings about an eventful experience in their life. Examples of that could include marriage, divorce, birth, death, school, work, or even parenting. And then next, we're looking at narrowing it down. Have their learner look at what they wrote, break down what is being conveyed about their experiences. Are there any words that were used, and how could they be grouped together in rhyme words? Last would be look at the emotions or concept being written in the paper. What inspires them? What would be something that they could potentially write a poem about out of that essay? And then checking in. This is the part where you have to check in and see what has been learned and how does it relate to the overall picture. So again, we're taking it from simple to big. What has the learner learned? For instance, some questions I potentially would ask is, how can emotions be expressed in words? How can groups of words be used to develop short 5 to 6 sentence poem? So, when you look at both of those designs, I would say that I like the backward design more than I like the elaboration theory, in part because the backward design starts with what do I want? What is my end result going to be? And then work backwards from that. If I want to build a house, what are the steps that I need to take? Where the elaboration theory, the nice thing about it, if there was a nice thing that I would say is that it gives you an opportunity to go different directions. You could start out really big picture. I see a house with, 10 kitchens, and then break it down more simply by saying what is the end result? What is the more fine-tuned result? The one thing I would offer about backwards design that would be a critique is that it almost seems like once you have come up with the desired result, there is no flexibility in what if I want something a little bit different from my desired result. And it almost kind of narrows you down to this is what we got to do, um, and we got to get there kind of thing. Where elaboration theory could give some opportunities for self-exploration and finding other things, and you might find that what your end result is not what you originally planned. So I think both of them have value. It's depending on the project. If I was to pick one though, for my own personal style, I would like the backward design. Now to share something with you, and how I would get somebody to finish this up is I would actually have them, either one of the theories or courses that I was teaching with using those theories, I would have them write a poem, such as the poem that I've written here. Figured I'd share another piece of myself with everybody. And yes, this is a funny little poem because when my children were 3 or 4 years old, my two oldest, they used to call me mean all the time whenever we punished them. And so one day I sat down and wrote them a poem to tell them, yes, I in fact did go to mean daddy school. So, all right, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.